Today I'm here with Emma from the Old Sweet Shop in Nether Edge, Sheffield, and I'm going to kind of be learning a little bit about what she does down here and how she uses Frooly to facilitate her business. Hi Emma, how are you?
Hi, I'm very well, thank you.
Good. Obviously this is the first time I've been down here,
Yep.
and I love the shop.
Thank you very much.
Would you mind telling me a little bit about the art in here and what you do?
Yep, it's basically a shop and a gallery to show work by local artists. So it's all artwork, all the crafts, everything's handmade locally.
Okay, and do they come to you or do you find them?
A bit of both really. We have an exhibition every 3 months, so I curate the exhibitions.
Oh, okay.
But I also get people very often coming into the shop saying, oh, I've heard about you, I make this, would you be interested? So it's a nice balance.
And then you help them to sell their work, is that
yes.
right? Okay. Now, the reason I'm here today really is because Emma had a very productive period at Christmas and became one of Frooly's top sellers. And congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
I guess what I want to talk to you about is the importance of selling online.
Yeah.
Now, you're a business that has been running for
4 years.
about 4 years. And when did you decide to embrace the internet and technology to sell?
It's something I've been thinking about for a long, long time. I'm in the process of building my own website.
Right.
But I just find it time-wise very difficult to do all that on my own. And when Frooly started, and I first spoke to them, I just thought, this is great. You know,
right.
I've got the support there. I really support what they're doing because they're supporting local businesses, independent businesses, which is exactly what I do. So yeah, it was great to sort of join Frooly really and have that support.
When you talk about your own website, is that something you're setting up independently as well?
Yes.
So are you going to continue to run both?
I'm not sure yet.
Right. But
we'll
you found
cross that bridge when we come to it when it's finished.
But you've found Frooly a good way to get going. At least.
Yeah, very much so.
Do you think that's been an important step for you?
Yes, very important.
And because obviously now a lot of retail and shopping is dominated by the big high street stores, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I know that we find a lot of small businesses find it difficult to compete. Where do you think the importance of selling online really comes?
I think it's really important. I mean, I've obviously sort of not done it for the first 3 years that I was open, but again, it's just a time thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think it is really important, just to sort of, just to be able to broaden your horizons as well.
Right.
Especially where I am in Nether Edge, it's a great place. It's ideal. The shop's ideally situated here, but you know, you don't get thousands and thousands of people coming here every week. So
I mean, I've lived here 5 years now, and I've heard of the shop, but I've never been through this area, so I've never been down here. But
I think that's why it's important having online sales, because it's easier to direct people online sometimes than it is to actually get them physically to come here.
And have you found then that your sales have increased as a result of taking on online business?
Yeah, so, I mean certainly over Christmas,
right?
Like the run up to Christmas, that period.
Yeah, I know quite a lot about your figures and things for Christmas.
Right. You probably know more than me.
But I know, for example, that you sold kind of over 20 items just on your online shop, and that your kind of average sale was between about £25 and £30, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good income. What sort of time commitment then have you kind of dedicated to updating your site and keeping it current?
During December, I spent a lot of time, but it was sort of easier in a way because it's my busiest month of the year anyway in the shop, so I'm sort of constantly on the go. So in a way, when you're really, really busy, it's easier to sort of take more on board. I've probably not been updating it probably as much as I should have recently, but it's sort of, again, it's just on the list of my daily list of things to do.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I enjoy doing it as well. You know,
because obviously there's a whole host of things you've got to do. I suppose you're then dealing with things like product photography. You know, I mean, were you an internet user before?
Yes.
You're not kind of a technophobe.
No, not at all.
No, that's all right. And you found the upload process okay? And
yeah,
like that.
yeah, it's really simple.
Yeah.
And just to get the site set up in the first place was really easy.
Yeah.
Which is a huge benefit.
Of course.
Even if you're not a technophobe, it's still, you know, it still can be quite daunting if you just sort of think, blimey, you know, I'm setting up a website, I'm having to put all these products on. But
of course, I mean, because we all use websites, but when it actually comes down to looking at the mechanics behind them, and the cost and getting someone else to do that sometimes can be kind of quite great, can't it?
Yeah. And even the look and feel of it is really important to me, because I want to be able to sort of recreate what I've got in this shop online. So it was quite easy to do that.
That's important, yeah, because you've got a real kind of distinctive feel in the shop. I've come in and I love it already, and it feels really kind of busy and warm.
Yeah.
And I think it's important that you kind of try and get that across, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you sell online in other marketplaces?
No.
Because obviously there are others that besides Frooly. We're certainly aware of that. We're not naive enough to think that people wouldn't, you know, want to sell in as many places as possible.
Yeah.
Is there any reason why you haven't decided to go for those, or?
I was in the process of setting up a big cartel shop.
Right.
But it didn't make sense once I was aware of Frooly and joined Frooly. I just thought it was too confusing for my customers.
Right. Okay.
To have them looking in different places. And Frooly was providing everything I needed, so it was easy to direct everyone from my website straight to the Frooly store.
Oh, that's interesting. That's good. Okay then, well now I'm going to test you a little bit because I want to ask you to sum up, if you can, Frooly in one sentence.
I'd say it's an online marketplace for independent businesses to sell online.
Yeah, and do you feel competitive in the marketplace?
In terms of Frooly?
Yeah. You don't feel that there are bigger brands, I suppose? You know, I suppose if you was to sell on the high street, there's always that threat of people going into the bigger shops, the more established shops.
No, I don't feel that with Frooly at all, because I feel like it's more of a community.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, because it is all independent businesses and everyone's just trying to do their own thing, it feels like everyone's in it together, so no, I don't really feel...
That's a nice thought, I've never heard that before, but yeah, I guess there is that kind of sense of camaraderie.
Yeah, I mean, I know quite a few people on there,
really?
personally, and, you know, other businesses.
Yeah.
Cause sort of when you are self-employed in your own business, you sort of know other people that do the same thing, so it just feels like everyone's helping each other and supporting each other.
Oh, that's nice. I mean, I certainly think that that's one thing that Frooly's moving towards, is a kind of exchange of ideas and exchange of I guess information, so that small businesses, traders can help each other and try and move forward. I think that's definitely the future of retail, really.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you say, if you have one, is your favourite thing about Frooly?
I suppose just going over what we just said, just the fact that it is a community.
Yeah.
And you don't feel competitive, and you just know that everyone's there just trying to do their own thing. And you know, I really believe in the sort of buying locally and shopping locally and supporting independent businesses. It's really important ethos for me, having this place.
Right.
So that's what I like about it, because everyone on there is doing that.
Yeah. Now, obviously, I think some people might be watching this thinking Emma's had quite a lot of success, has been able to sell quite a lot. Can you nail down perhaps why you've had such success on Frooly?
That's quite a difficult one. I suppose it's difficult because it was really successful over Christmas.
Yeah. You think it?
So at that time point, it's difficult to sort of separate sort of how it is now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. But I mean that's great. But do you find that your customers are customers from elsewhere, or are they Sheffield-based customers that already know?
There was a real mix actually.
Right.
It was quite interesting because there were a lot of people from Sheffield, and I found that quite interesting. Thinking, why are they buying online? Why don't they just come into the shop? But you know, it's great that you know, people are busy. People have busy lives.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I was getting inquiries from people in the Netherlands at one point.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm writing a blog that's going to come out in the next few weeks about how actually shopping online is still location specific, even though you can access things, all across the world really. People still prefer to buy something that's made in Sheffield than made in Hong Kong, for example.
Yeah.
And I think that's very important for businesses and business owners as we build a more local marketplace for consumers.
Yeah.
That you're already seeing that you've still got customers in Sheffield buying from you online.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Okay, well, I guess the final question that I want to ask you then is, how would you like to see the future develop, both in terms of your business and also how Frooly could work for you, perhaps?
Well, for me, I mean, for the growth of the shop, it's sort of already happening by being on Frooly.
Right.
I mean, it was the next step that I saw, selling online, to be able to grow the business. So that's sort of in the process already of happening.
Yeah. Are there features or things that you'd perhaps like to see us produce and develop that would help small businesses?
I suppose Frooly sort of doing it already. I know they hold workshops and things, but maybe sort of a bit more networking, to actually get people to meet face to face who are on Frooly.
Oh, okay.
That might be an interesting thing to do.
To have that virtual aspect, but also to have a physical presence as well.
Yeah.
And allow you to meet with other people and exchange experiences.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
I mean, it is one of the interesting things about the internet now, with things like Frooly and Twitter and Facebook, that you sort of are meeting more people that you wouldn't normally. But I mean, and you do sort of meet them sometimes in real life.
Yeah.
But you feel like you know people. You recognise, like on Frooly, I recognise certain brands.
Okay.
But I've probably never met.
Yeah.
I've met a lot of them and I know some of them, but there's a lot that I don't know. So it'd be nice to sort of put a face to the businesses, if you know what I mean.
Well, I'll pass that on to the powers that be. We'll see what we can do. Okay, well, thank you very much, Emma.
Thank you.
That was Emma at the Old Sweet Shop. You can find her on, where are we, Nether Edge Road.
Yes.
And if you like what you see in the shop, you can find her on Frooly.